welcome to day 31 of year 2 of Awesome. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about two performances that I saw yesterday that I mentioned yesterday. The first one that I saw, number 1, was Almost Maine. Now this is a very interesting episodic play that follows the lives of a few different people inside this town called Almost Maine. This is because the district wasn't organized and never essentially established themselves as a city. So they're just sort of almost, which I thought was clever. But it just follows the love lives of all of these different characters, and it's actually really interesting because the first half of the show is all about this lovey-dovey story about how love always works, and then the second half of the play is the exact opposite. It's the story of heartbreak and of things not exactly working out the way they are intended to. And so it was just really cool to have these different contrasting elements of the play. I'm not going to say that it was well written because it wasn't. It's kind of corny, kind of cheesy, but kind of cool at the same time because there's these really interesting metaphors. Like there's this one scene where this girl is like, I want to bring back all the love you gave to me. And then she goes off stage and she keeps bringing on all of these red bags filled with paper, but they're very representative of the guy's love. And it was really, really cool because then he was like, oh, well, here's this little bag. And she was like, there's no way that this can be all the love I gave you. And then she opens up the bag and it's a ring. And the guy goes on to talk about how his dad had told him that if he ever had lost enough space to put all the love, that he could put it all into a ring and that it would all fit. And I just thought that was really, really adorable. Overall, the acting was okay. I'm not going to say it was amazing because, again, it wasn't. It was good. It was okay, but it wasn't amazing. No performance blew me away. Then, the second show that I saw was Waiting for Godot at the same theater. Now, Waiting for Godot holds a special place right here because it's one of the most powerful existential plays to come out of the theater of the abstract. And so, Waiting for Godot means a lot to me. Because it's really interesting that post-World War II could come up with all of these different amazing metaphors for the sense of an abandonment and this idea of existentialism. That being said, the Hunger Artists Theater did an okay job of putting this forth. I'm not going to say that they were amazing, because they weren't. There was one performer who did a really good job, and he was playing Dee. And he had these just piercing eyes, and his eyes would always wander until he had an idea, and then they would just light up, and it was just completely magical. Gogo, the guy who played Gogo, did a really good job of making him very animated and very crazy to sort of make him more relatable, because one of the charms I find with this play that they sort of took out was how difficult it is at times to relate to it. And how amazingly easy it is at times to relate to it on that same level. And it's really weird, but they eliminated some of the charm for it for me by sort of overemphasizing certain points over others. Like they overemphasized the point that Dee has an STD, or that he's very self-conscious about it and stuff like that. Because in the play it's very nuanced, and every performance that I've seen of it before is very nuanced. And so they sort of took that element out. That being said, the guy who played Lucky did a superb job. I mean, he really was lucky. And it was just beautiful. The monologue that he did was just outstanding. And then the guy who played Pazzo. Now, this was the guy who I had the biggest issue with, because Pazzo is a very, very, very eccentric character. And it felt like he didn't give him enough eccentricity. Like, he wasn't eccentric enough. And that kind of sucked, because I was like, there's so much more you can do with that, sir. Please, just push it a little harder. But overall, it was okay. The set was interesting. They had a bunch of dangling light bulbs. And so that was kind of cool that they established it like that. And overall, yeah, Hunger Artists Theater is definitely an interesting theater company, and if you're in the area of Southern California, I definitely recommend going to go check it out, because It's sort of one of those old style black box theaters. The one where there's like 40 to 50 seats and you're sort of just, the acting is just sort of right in your face. And I really like theaters like that. Because when you go to a big theater to watch a big show, you feel really far removed from it because it's just sort of like, oh, they're all the way down there. Okay, that's cool. I mean, it's interesting to watch it be all flashy. But in the old style black box theaters, it's just really, really engrossing and intensive, and I love that. Question for you guys: what is the most invigorating theater experience you have ever had, be it with a movie or with a play? And that's it for today, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.